So let's go back to this conversation about what Google thinks, what search thinks about generative AI content. What are the kind of pros and cons of using generative AI content for SEO?
Yeah. Well, I'll sort of like it's a question we think about a ton and we've done a ton of research on. So I'll try and sort
Yeah.
of like walk through the thought process and sort of along the lines of what Google has said along the way. So
Okay.
sort of Google's come out and said initially AI content is bad. That's sort of their first statement around sort of like when ChatGPT blew up and Google made its first statement, and then they sort of modified that statement to say um, spam content is bad. However it is created, um, and they have to face it and sort of think about their position on this. They have to thread this really tricky needle where they need to be an AI forward company because that's kind of the future. That's where a lot of their sort of um, enterprise value is coming from. They're potentially facing their own Kodak moment where the technology that they have invented is going to be what ultimately replaces them. And so it's a bit of an existential threat to them. And then on top of that, if so, they need to be this sort of AI forward company, not saying AI bad. So they need to be sort of publicly saying AI
Aligned.
is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
However, if their search results are filled with nothing but AI content, why would anyone go and click through a bunch of
Right.
ads to get to the website? Why wouldn't they just go direct to the AI that would also have more context on the knowledge of the person? So they need to
Exactly.
sort of be this AI forward company while also helping to make sure their content is not AI generated
Hmm.
that they're presenting. And so, how did they do that? The sort of helpful content update, outsourcing to a large extent their sort of human filter to Reddit, and massively increasing the visibility of Reddit in their search results.
Hmm.
And then last March, they had a significant update, so a helpful content update plus a manual actions. The manual actions attacked a significant number of sites. All those sites that were attacked had a significant percent of their content having been AI generated.
Hmm.
And what I sort of took away from that was that it was to an extent it was a bit of a psyops operation where on the eve of the manual actions they said what they were doing. They publicly went after certain sites and they went on the biggest sort of PR tour that I've ever seen them do associated with an update. And so that all sort of leads to this sort of tricky position that they're in where they need to be this AI forward company about Gemini 2.0 coming out
Yeah.
and how they're integrating AI into their tooling, into their search results, but then also as loudly as possible stomping on a small part of the internet that publishes AI generated content, showing that if you mass publish AI generated content, we will find you and we will punish you.
Yeah.
And so that's sort of like the complex landscape on what they're
That
needing
is.
to navigate. And I think the view that we have that Google does not want AI content overwhelming their search results is checks out and is consistent with both their wording and their actions.